sitting up here trying to figure out why it is that every t-shirt in here is wrinkled. Let Miss Aurora find out that she's gonna have to start ironing. It's not gonna happen. Y'all just gonna see me in some wrinkled ass t-shirts at 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh yeah, we're in the power hour. It's 3 a.m. Come on. It's about 5 after 3 right now. I've been up for about 45 minutes. Where am I 3 a.m. is? Come on, secured entrepreneurs. You know you need to wake it up. We're going to get it in today's video. I'm going to answer the questions that you all have been emailing Miss Aurora. And thank you for doing that. Please continue to do that at info@aurorahdayconsulting.com. So the concern is the mates and the people that you're attracting while you're trying to be on your path of entrepreneurship. And you're talking about the blocks, and you're talking about the blocks that are coming out of your own household, these individuals who you're married to, or you're engaged to, or you're living with, okay? Why is it, Miss Aurora, that I don't seem to be attracting the right people? We're getting into it. Miss Aurora got some remedies. Yeah. But you know, we gotta wake up. We gotta wake up. We gotta command our day. We gotta tell the day what we want it to do for us. This day is not controlling this. Day is not controlling Miss Aurora. Because I got the power. The power that is vested in me. I'm letting it out. Yeah. And let me tell you. Normally I'd be in the middle of the floor dancing. You would think I was Coco from Fame. No matter how wide I am, I'd be in the middle of the floor like, yeah! So, all right, let's open it up. Let's let the universe know that we're ready. Yeah, feel into it. Feel into it. Yeah. Woo! I am receiving all of the good fortune that the universe has for me today. I have the power to get wealth. Today I decide. Today I make decisions. Yeah. I command this day to line up in my favor mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually. This day lines up for me. Yes, I am powerful. I am successful. Yes. I am attracting all of the right people in the right places at the right time today. Yes. I am accomplishing all of my endeavors today. Yes. Holy angels, the Father is magnified and takes pleasure in the prosperity of his servant. Go forth now and manifest prosperity in my life. Yeah. I am a money magnet. Oh yeah. Yeah. I caught it. Yeah. I caught it. I see it. Oh yeah. Woo! Wee! Lord have mercy. All right. So, here we go. This is so funny that you all tell Miss Aurora all of these things that are going on. So Miss Aurora is going to tell you what it's all about. I think we're ready. Here we go. One day I'm gonna be asleep at this hour. I don't know when that's gonna be, but one of these good old days I'm gonna be asleep. So Mr. Aurora has a client, and I've been given permission to talk about this because it's so doggone funny, it's ridiculous. They're married, they've been married for 17 years. And the gentleman decided that, it's time for him to step out and do his thing. He's saying he's done with corporate America. He doesn't have time for his children. He's not really spending the time that he wants to spend with his wife. And he's just trying to make it happen. The brother pays all the bills. I don't know what people are looking for out here. Okay, so now the wife says, I didn't ask for all of this. I didn't sign up for all of this. This man asked me to have children. I did. He asked me to stay home and raise these children. I did. And now he's out here saying he's doing all of these things, and we don't know where he is. We don't know who these people are that he's meeting with and all of these things. And they're having this strong conversation. Okay, what say you, Miss Aurora? Okay. Yes, the man did ask you to have his children. And he did ask you to stay home. And he has been providing. And now you have a fear that when he steps out on his own, he will not be able to continue to do these things. So she's really displaying her fear of what she thinks could possibly happen if he were to leave his 9-to-5 job that has been supporting the family. Okay? But that was the man back then. That was who he used to be. That's before his vibration and his frequency changed. And see, this is why people cannot stay together. This is why it becomes unbearable, impossible for people to stay together when the frequencies change. We're no longer listening to the same radio station. We're not on the same dial. And some people cause misery for themselves. They try to stay together. Oh, we're staying together for the children, but you done made the situation worse because you're not understanding that you're together to learn a lesson. You're learning a lesson. And when the lesson is complete, it's time for you to go on to the next. But some people have a hard time doing that. And it has to do with the fact that you're no longer vibrating at the same pace. You're no longer vibrating at the same pace. Okay? So the reason why, and this is for all of you who are emailing Miss Aurora saying that you're having this issue with people that you're trying to work with your spouse, that you're trying to get to, help you work on your business and all of that. Now, if you want to raise your frequency, if you want to be on the same frequency with the individuals who you need to assist you on this path, you got to put in the work. And here's how you're going to do it. And I'm going to use myself as an example. There's a gentleman that I wanted some information from. And I can only give a business scenario because Miss Aurora is not an individual who has pursued any type of romantic relationship in well over a decade. It's very difficult because, as you can see, I have very rare sleeping patterns. And the type of prayers that I'm saying up in here, you can come in and lay down if you want to, but I give the spirit free reign to give me the messages. However, so you might be asleep, but Mr. Roy gonna be over that mouth with a flashlight talking about, start talking. Yeah, because I know what's going on in here. And that could frighten a few people. So this gentleman is in finance, and I looked him up on the internet. He's at a financial institution that I'm not with, but I wanted some information, and based on his education, I said, well, this might be the individual that could actually help me. Now, the glitch is that you don't want to start calling up people trying to make appointments because you're already with someone that you're going to stay with. So it's kind of like you're wasting people's time, and you don't really want to do that. So I said I have to get on his frequency, because what's going to happen is we're going to have some form of a chance meeting. We're going to have some form of a chance meeting once I get onto his frequency. So I looked up his credentials, saw his education. I said, okay, if I'm going to have an intelligent, informative conversation, I need to know at least a little of what he knows, right? So based on his education, I went and ordered some books. Miss Aurora went and ordered some books. And I started reading these books because now I'm preparing for this conversation. I'm going to have this conversation. Now, what did I tell you all yesterday morning? That I'm putting these things in my mind at night. During the hours that I'm actually going to sleep, I'm putting these things in my mind, right? So I have read this information, and as I'm meditating, falling asleep, I start to imagine myself having this conversation with him. I'm imagining it. I know exactly what I'm saying. I know what he is saying. Okay? And I imagined this. And I came up with a whole scenario that I would be walking the dog one day, and just by chance he would be wherever I was, wherever I stopped, and we would have this conversation. I kid you not. 10 days later, I'm taking little King David to his favorite park. And some of you know where his favorite park is, what his favorite park is, and all that, right? And it was hot. This was before the pandemic. It was so hot outside. It was like 115 degrees. And I said, well, King David, mommy has to go get some sweet tea or something, okay? So we go to the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf. I think it's called Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf. I'm on the line. And some of you don't know that Miss Aurora is a Eau de Parfum connoisseur. So I just love fragrance, right? And I'm on the line. I see the man. He's at the counter. And I'm standing there and I'm like, I don't want to go up to dude because I'm like, I don't want this man to think I'm some psycho woman. Like, I don't know what they're having. But now I'm like, okay, it's happening. He turns around and he looks at me and he says, is that your fragrance that I'm smelling? I said, I'm sure that it is. That's what I said. I'm sure that it is, right? And he said, he said, good morning. He shook my hand. He said, I'm about to sit over here. Would you like to sit down with me? I was like, oh, dip. So I'm thinking to myself, the dog is in the car. Okay, the windows are down. Like, I'm thinking of all kinds of, I'm like shocked, I'm shook. And I sat at the table, exactly what I imagined, okay? I had that experience that day at the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, okay? Why did it happen? I got on his frequency, okay? So now, if in fact you were trying to stay in your marriage, you were trying to stay in your relationship, or you're actually trying to attract the individuals that you need to help you with your business, you've got to be extremely specific. What is it that this person does? Okay? How can you now vibrate at the same level of the person, the people that you need? Now, this particular couple, they're going to have to work on the vibration, and the wife has to get rid of the fear. Okay? And she has to now believe what this man believes. Okay? And it's really funny because the single women who I'm working with, you know, they're meeting men, and the ideal man, oh, he's got a business, he's got money, he's got a jet, he got a home to bring, he got all this stuff. But he's not interested in you. He wants some young woman that maybe is not as intelligent as you, that maybe is not as astute and ambitious and as you. Okay? The man that wants you and will support you and will help you, you ain't giving him none. Why? Because he got a face only a mother could love, and even that's questionable. Yeah, I know. Did I just say that? So sometimes you have to check your vibration. because you attracted the individual that you now say, oh no, that's not where my interests are. I'm not interested in that. But there is something that is vibrating in you that's vibrating in that person. So you're going to have to figure that out. However, for those of you who you don't have the easiest time visualizing. You don't have the easiest time raising your vibration. But this is why Miss Aurora, tells you all, you got to get up. You may not be able to do 3 a.m. Anytime between 3 and 6 is great. But you got to start calling it in. And what did I tell you? Start writing it down. White paper, blue ink, okay? Now here's a tangible remedy. For those of you who, you have to build yourself up to raising your vibration, okay? Because again, like I'm saying, you want to know something about the individual or the individuals that you're trying to connect with. And you want to start vibrating the same frequency. You're trying to get on their frequency, right? So you're going to have to do the research, and then you're going to have to start becoming knowledgeable. Put that information within you, and then start imagining the encounter. Oh, it's going to happen. All right, for those of you who you have a hard time doing that easily, here's another method that Miss Aurora likes to do. I take a piece of plain white paper, blue ink. I write down exactly what it is that I'm expecting to have happen. And I'm talking expecting. So I write it. I fold the paper towards me because this is about me. I'm Miss Aurora. Okay? Now, this is energy. And I put my hands and I really focus and I create a visual for what I wrote on this paper. Now you're going to start to feel the heat. Start speaking exactly what you wrote up. Start speaking it. Start speaking it. Start speaking it. You're going to feel the heat. Okay? Now, I don't care where you keep the paper. Because some people have a whole thing about keeping it under, a candle, keeping it in the Bible. If you want to keep it in the Bible, keep it on your favorite passage. It doesn't matter because all of this is in the Bible. If you're a Christian, it's in the Bible. It's in many spiritual texts. Miss Aurora can't make this stuff up. I just utilize the methods and they work, okay? So now after you have done that, okay? Now you have connected yourself. That's the way you found to connect yourself. But these are the things you're going to be thinking about all day. You're going to be thinking about this all day. You're getting on the frequency. And then again at night, like I'm saying, you're saying it to yourself. As you're falling asleep, you're getting on the frequency. I'm telling you, the very next day, you might see a commercial. An email will come up. Somebody will call you and tell you about it. You're riding down the street, you'll see the billboard. Whatever it is, everything that you need is going to now start to reveal itself, himself, herself, themselves. Okay? All of it. All of it. Okay, that's what I want to say in this video because Miss Aurora has to get ready for her call. But I thank you. You all know that you can find me, Miss Aurorah Dey, at AurorahDayConsulting.com. And until next time,